What the human body could achieve was redefined by Bruce Lee. The 1970s were a golden era for Chinese kung fu movies, and Bruce Lee was at the heart of this movement. His films weren't just entertainment. They were a showcase of his incredible talent and a testament to his dedication to martial arts. When his movies hit theaters, audiences were blown away. Here was a man who could perform stunts that seemed almost superhuman. His speed, precision, and power were so extraordinary that if they weren't captured on film, no one would have believed they were possible. Bruce Lee blurred the line between make-believe and reality, leaving an indelible mark on both cinema and martial arts. One of the most iconic demonstrations of Bruce Lee's skill was his famous one-inch punch. This move became synonymous with his name and is still talked about to this day. Imagine standing just 1 inch away from your opponent and delivering a strike so powerful it knocks them clean off their feet. It sounds impossible, but Bruce Lee made it look effortless. The one-inch punch wasn't about brute strength or muscle mass. It was about technique, precision, and the ability to generate explosive power from a minimal distance. This move perfectly embodied Bruce Lee's philosophy. It's not the size of the fighter that matters, but the skill and discipline they bring into combat. The science behind the one-inch punch is fascinating. Unlike powerful strikes that rely on raw force, the one-inch punch is a masterclass in biomechanics. Jessica Rose, a biomechanical researcher at Stanford University, explains that the punch begins with Bruce Lee's legs. Footage shows his leading and trailing leg straightening with rapid, explosive knee extension. This momentum travels through his hips, shoulders, and finally into his arm, which thrusts forward with incredible speed. The entire movement happens in milliseconds, making it almost impossible to see with the naked eye. The result is a punch that delivers the combined force of some of the largest muscles in the body into a tiny area of the opponent's frame. No wonder this move is legendary and still studied by martial artists and scientists alike. But the one-inch punch was just one of many feats that showcased Bruce Lee's extraordinary abilities. Another was his two-finger push-ups. While most people struggle with regular push-ups, Bruce Lee could perform 200 consecutive push-ups using just 2 fingers. This wasn't a mere party trick. It was proof of his incredible physical conditioning and discipline. His 2-finger push-ups were so impressive, they earned him a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. To this day, no one has matched or surpassed this record, underscoring Bruce Lee's unique physical mastery and determination. These push-ups also represented Bruce Lee's martial arts philosophy known as Jeet Kune Do. This philosophy emphasized adaptability, efficiency, and the integration of multiple fighting styles. Bruce Lee was committed to evolving and refining his techniques. His training regimen blended elements of Tai Chi, Wing Chun, street fighting, and boxing into a fighting style that was uniquely his. The 2-finger push-ups were a physical manifestation of this approach, showing the importance of balance, control, and precision. Bruce Lee's influence extended far beyond his body. He was a trailblazer in popularizing martial arts globally. Before him, martial arts were largely unknown in the West. But with the release of films like Enter the Dragon, he introduced the world to the beauty and power of kung fu. His movies were a fusion of Eastern and Western cultures, and they resonated deeply with global audiences. Bruce Lee became a symbol of strength, discipline, and perseverance, inspiring people everywhere to embrace martial arts and self-improvement. Lee's career was filled with seemingly impossible feats. One such feat involved him kicking a 45-kilogram sandbag with such force that it broke, a fact documented by the Guinness Book of World Records. The raw power needed for this is staggering. In another feat, he kicked a 135-kilogram sandbag 5 meters into the air. These weren't just demonstrations for show. They reflected Lee's dedication to pushing the human body to its limits. His abilities also extended to astonishing reflexes. Bruce Lee's movements were so fast that they became a challenge for filmmakers. When he first worked on the Green Hornet, cinematographers couldn't keep up. His punches and kicks were a blur on film. To resolve this, Lee had to slow down his movements during filming, which is a testament to just how fast he really was. Later in his career, scenes were filmed at higher frame rates so his natural speed could be captured without sacrificing clarity. Bruce Lee's fighting style was as unique as his personality. While most martial artists focused on a single style, Lee combined techniques to create a more effective and adaptable method of combat. This was evident in both real-life and on-screen fights. One of the most famous was his 1964 fight against Wong Jackman. Though shrouded in secrecy, Lee reportedly dominated using his speed and precision. While accounts differ, all agree on one point: Bruce Lee's skills were unmatched. Another remarkable fight was with Japanese martial artist Yoshinakachi in 1960. It was one of the bloodiest battles of Lee's career. It lasted only 11 seconds, but Lee's devastating kick to Akachi's face left him severely injured. The fight confirmed Bruce Lee's reputation as a fearsome and efficient martial artist. Bruce Lee's legacy isn't just about his physical feats. It's about his philosophy and impact. He championed constant self-improvement and adaptability. His training was intense and innovative. He ran, cycled, jumped rope, and practiced his techniques for hours each day. His exercise routine was legendary, and his dedication is one reason his influence persists even now. A critical part of his training was flexibility. Despite his shorter height, Lee delivered high kicks with precision and power. His stretching routine, forward bends, side bends, waist twists, and high kicks, helped him develop agility and control in combat. This translated into devastating, accurate strikes against taller opponents. Bruce Lee's contribution to martial arts is foundational. He is often credited with laying the groundwork for modern mixed martial arts, MMA. The MMA philosophy of blending various combat techniques directly echoes Bruce Lee's views. His movies introduced the idea that martial artists could draw from multiple disciplines, a belief now central to MMA. Beyond martial arts, Bruce Lee was a cultural icon. In a time when Asian actors were confined to minor or stereotypical roles, Bruce Lee became a global star. His success helped shift how Asians were portrayed in Hollywood. He was charismatic and gifted, a role model who inspired millions and changed perceptions in the entertainment industry. Bruce Lee's life was tragically short. He passed away in 1973 at just 32 years old. Yet, in that brief time, he revolutionized martial arts, shattered cultural barriers, and inspired a generation. His legacy lives on through his movies, his teachings, and the countless people he influenced. Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial artist or a movie star. He was a true legend, one whose impact will be felt for generations to come. Bruce Lee's life was not without adversity. Behind the spotlight and martial arts mastery was a man who faced intense cultural resistance, health struggles, and professional rejection. In Hollywood, he encountered systemic racism that limited roles for Asian actors, often relegating them to sidekicks, villains, or background characters. Lee refused to accept these constraints. He turned down roles that mocked his heritage or reduced him to a stereotype. Instead, he focused on building something bigger, his own identity and brand. This defiance was not just a personal stand but a revolutionary move that inspired generations of Asian performers to demand dignity and authenticity in their roles. One of Lee's greatest personal challenges was getting his vision accepted by the American film industry. His original idea for the TV show Kung Fu, which featured an Eastern protagonist wandering the American West, was famously rejected by studios. The lead role was ultimately given to David Carradine, a white actor with no martial arts background, while Lee was told America wasn't ready for an Asian lead. This rejection hurt, but it fueled Lee's determination. He returned to Hong Kong and made The Big Boss, which became an instant hit across Asia. His following films, Fist of Fury and Way of the Dragon, the latter featuring his now iconic battle with Chuck Norris in the Roman Colosseum, solidified his superstar status and made Hollywood take notice. By the time Enter the Dragon was released in 1973, Bruce Lee had finally broken into the American mainstream. The film was a global success, not just because of its fight scenes, but because it embodied Lee's philosophy, charisma, and style. Tragically, he died just weeks before the film's release, never getting to witness the worldwide recognition he had long fought for. His death from cerebral edema under mysterious circumstances stunned the world and sparked numerous theories, from allergic reactions to more speculative causes. But despite his untimely death, Bruce Lee's legacy continues to grow. He remains a timeless icon of human potential, a master of motion,